Welcome back to Insurgency 2 Alpha Tutorial number 2. Well, that's not really back. You came from 1. I'm just welcoming you back, assuming you've looked at number 1. I'm going to assume you know absolutely nothing. So, this runs on the Source engine. So if you've played any Counter-Strike games, most of the controls will be very, very easy for you to figure out. Sorry about that. So, basically, WASD to move. You can sprint. This is a thing I haven't seen in any Source game. With shift. Crouch with control and go prone with Z. These are all useful things. And I'm going to show you movement. Yeah. Alright, so if you're standing upright, this is your walking speed and your sprinting speed. And you'll be walking if you're zoomed in. Crouching, this is your speed for crouching. Pretty slow. I personally think it should be increased. This is prone. This is your prone speed. You cannot move if you are looking down the iron sights while prone. Or reloading, for that matter. You cannot move. Alright? So, the next thing is I'm going to teach you about shooting, looking down the iron sights, and why it's important. Alright, so first thing you'll notice is that there is no, count them, no crosshair. This is a more realistic game, so you're not going to get any of that pansy shit. This is some bullet holes I was testing with, just to make sure. So to shoot, you just, bam, left click. Aim down your iron sights. Did you say? Right click. It's a really good iron sight thing, in my opinion. Now, this is no more accurate than this. Let me emphasize that. Watch. This is without iron sights. Alright, now let me reload. Pressing R to reload. This is with iron sights. They are one and the same. The main difference is you have no crosshair, so this is important for fine aiming. Alright? Now, one thing you're never going to want to do is if you're, say you're running down this hall, and you turn a corner, and there's a guy right there. So you're turning that corner, you're running down the hall, you aim in. No. That's like a split second where you can't shoot. Watch. Right? You can't shoot there. You cannot shoot while zoomed in, like while in the process of looking down the iron sights. Cannot do that. What you should do is you come around the corner, fucking shoot him. Just shoot him. Just shoot him, spray and pray, basically. But try and keep it. You'll get a feel for how the gun aims. One more thing, you can't sprint while reloading either. That's a given. Anyway, you gotta get a feel of how the gun aims, right? Because if you're, look, your screen won't really move that much. That's not the center of your screen where that bullet hole is. That's not the center. That's kind of the center. So there's no definite. There's kind of an area like that where you move your gun around. Now the next thing I'm going to teach you is the changing weapons, which is fairly obvious. You press M, so 1 for primary, 2 for secondary, with your pistol, 3 for your knife, alright, and 4, I don't have any grenades, but press 4 to switch to a grenade or other explosive device, such as your RPG or your C4. You can also scroll the mouse wheel if you have one. It's pretty useful. Alright, so next thing we're going to do is I'm the light class right now. This is the only class that can do this. A lot of people have seen this happen and they don't know how to do it. I'm going to teach you how. All your questions shall be answered. So basically you sprint, and for it's about 3 seconds, and then you can do it. It's still in alpha, so it's a bit buggy, but this is sliding. See how that bugged out for me? Most of the time it'll work like that. And that is for, say, you think there's someone around this corner here and you want to get through, you slide like that and run, basically. What you do is you hold shift, or whatever you got your sprint key set to, and then while holding shift, you also you tap control. Like that. And if it's uphill or downhill or uneven terrain, it will affect your sliding. They've still got bugs to iron out. Bear with them. This is an alpha. I'm sick of people complaining about an alpha. Can't do that. Maybe a beta, maybe. But alpha, no. And that is the basics. That is the basics of the controls. You can obviously kind of you can figure it out. Oh, one more thing is to the chat I should mention. Press Y for global chat, and then press U for team chat. As you can see, it'll display your team name and the team, and the enemy will not be able to see that chat. Now, you can talk by holding K and look in the bottom right, that little walkie-talkie, the walkie-talkie appears, and that signifies that you have your microphone enabled and you're kind of talking, right? The default is K, but I like to set it to V, and I highly suggest you set it to V because no one wants to reach over to K. You can get shot in that time. It's no fun. V is kind of right there where my thumb is, so that's my personal preference. Do whatever. One more thing is you can also switch your gun thing. So burst, auto, semi. Alright. There's obvious reasons for using all of them. And I'll see you in the next tutorial where we go over the scoreboard menu and the weapons menu.